get some likes. And what's up, everyone? Thanks for joining me for another video. If you're not subscribed, be sure to hit that button right there, and be sure to hit that subscribe button and the alert bell too, I guess. And if you're already subscribed, you're awesome. Thank you very much. Let's get into today's video. Got a new part for the car, 240. If you didn't see the whole painting video, go check those out. All the stuff in the garage. Still not 100% yet. Still waiting on my new polishing compound. Only this section is sanded, wet sanded. Waiting for the new compound to buff that out and make it nice and crispy clean. But point of today's video, coilovers. So I don't remember how long ago, exactly what video. I think I was doing some daily uploads and I was under the car doing something. Actually, I don't even remember why, but I saw one of my coilovers was leaking. It was the front driver's side, and they were already old coilovers, so I was already considering getting new ones, but just waiting it out to get new coilovers. But this kind of pushed it further up on the list to get coilovers, so ordered them. They just came in yesterday, and we're gonna try to install them today because tomorrow we're going for a cruise. So let's check them out. Went with Feal. These are the Feal suspension. These are the 441s. I think 441 Plus, because those come with the Swift spring. First of all, go check out this guy right here, SD Motorworks. He'll hook you up. He'll get you squared away. I ordered these about a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago. They came in, even though it was supposed to be like 2 to 3 weeks. Came in already. Very excited about these. Can't wait to put these on the car. I'm looking at it. I don't see the nuts for this. Hopefully those are floating around somewhere. There's a couple things. I got bump stops with it. Not exactly sure how you put the bump stop on, where to do it, because it's an adjustable bump stop. If I remember correctly, it was only on the front ones. Is the only one I opened so far. I know there's a little set screw here to tighten it down where you want it. There's some millimeter markings here. Like I said, I'm not exactly sure where to adjust those to, so I'm probably just going to start off with like 5 millimeters and leave it there and see how the car works. Oh, they come set up with the preload for you, but you always can take that apart and put it back together. I'm probably going to leave it for now, but the bottom part over here, I'm definitely going to use some anti-seize on it so they don't seize up on me. Second inspection, these use the bolts, the nuts off of the ones that are on the car. Set bumps. I set the bump stops at 10. I'm assuming that's millimeters. Figure it goes up to 25. I'll do like kind of the middle ground, so that's where it's set. Now, I'm gonna take this completely off, anti-seize it, and then we'll jack the car up and start putting them on. I'm gonna do it with all of them. It's all 4 anti-seized. I only did the bottom part of it. You want to take extra special care. You probably should take the entire thing apart if you're going to be driving, especially if you daily drive your car. But if you're like northeast, anywhere where there's a lot of rain, but also where it snows and they put down salt on the roads, definitely completely disassemble them. Anti-seize everything, then put them back together, or else you'll never be able to adjust it after like a year. So these, like I said, I only did the bottom parts because, first off, this isn't a daily driver. It's garage kept, my car, and I probably won't drive it if it's raining ever, and I definitely won't drive it if it's snowing. So extra precaution I like to take is just anti-seize it. Let's get this car jacked up and start swapping them over. Make sure you have a lot of, if you have rubber gloves, put rubber gloves on, and a lot of paper towels if you're working with anti-seize, because that shit gets everywhere. No matter how hard you try not to, it gets everywhere. Alright, so obviously driver's side, I'm going to try to set the Feal one up for the same, roughly the same height as this. Leak, obviously. See how wet that is. No good. All right, roughly the same height from here to here was 12 1/4. It's not going to be exact, obviously, but got it like that. But that's where we're set up for now. This is kind of loose for still. I had to add more anti-seize to it because it had to go up more. I'm going to slap this back in and then bang out the other side quick. The rear is probably going to be the big issue for me because I have to get in the car, take off like the panel above the back seats. Well, I don't have back seats, but above where the back seats used to be, and undo the top bolts from there. But I have fixed seats. I have fixed racing seats, and only one of them slides forward. So it's going to be a little difficult, but we'll make it work. To the other side, and then we're going to do the back. Simple as that. Alright, so now that the fronts are in, quick little recap on them. 14 millimeters up top. Then these two bolts down here, it's a 19. The nut is a 19. The head of the bolt side is a 17. Two of those. The top one should be an eccentric bolt. Mine does not have that. It has the slot on the coilover for your camber adjustment. Before you take them off, just mark it so you could kind of put it back in the same spot just to get like a rough idea of where it is, because you're still gonna have to get an alignment either way, but at least you have like a ballpark. Now moving on to the back, this is gonna be the difficult one because like I was explaining earlier, seats don't really move, and I have a harness bar there, so I'm just gonna have to like kind of do it by feel. I'll show you where the bolts are. You gotta pull the back panel off, kind of just pops out, just yank it, it's on some clips. And then you got that one and that one, same on the other side. That blue plate you probably won't have because I do have a strut tower brace, but I'm going to try to take those off first, then we'll go under the car and take the other ones off. I'm probably just going to do the passenger side first because I'm already here. Alright, so it looks like I'm probably going to have to put a jack under this just to hold it up into the car, and then I'm going to try to go back in the car and put those bolts on, hopefully. That strut bar is probably going to make it very difficult to put them back on, but we'll give it a shot. I will be back with you in a minute. Ow. Okay. So, put a little more weight on this. And we'll just tighten this down. And that's it. That's one side down. Just got to do the other side. Wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be putting those the bolts on the struts, but yeah, just got to do the other side, and then we're done. I think. We'll drop it on the ground, look at it again, but you know what I mean. All right, all four coilovers are in. This wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be on both sides. Let's look at the old ones and see how destroyed they are. This looks like a BC. Oh yeah, this one definitely is BC. These rears, I'm not too sure if they're BC Racing, but the fronts, BCs. As you see, the threads are all messed up. Because I had to put a pipe wrench on the thread to crack it loose because they were seized completely. Then these rear ones, not sure if they're BC Racing. I don't know if you're supposed to look at it that way or this way, probably this way. I don't know. But there's no damper adjustment at the top of these. The dust boot is destroyed in there. But yeah, these things are gone. Oh, the locking collars, they were completely seized in place also. So yeah, time for upgrades. I'm really excited about these new ones because not only are they nicer, they look awesome, and they're fresh. So I'm gonna put the wheels back on, drop the car down. I'm probably gonna measure lip of the wheel to the fender, I think. Let me throw these wheels back on, check it, then I'm gonna have to jack the car back up, take the wheels back off, tighten everything down. We'll do a little YouTube magic here. Up. Okay. So right off the bat, rear is perfect. front. Front, I want to come down a little bit with it. Not too much, but we're a little too high. So, one thing you always want to do after you drop the car, roll it back and forth a little bit. Make sure you turn the wheel because the suspension doesn't settle down all the way. So I did that already. Front's still really high. Not sure if I'm going to leave the back or maybe raise the back just a smidgen, but going to jack the car back up either way. Lower the front. Well, let me take a measurement and then I'll decide how much I want to lower the front. It does seem pretty stiff, so we'll see. All right, so the rear is dead even between the two. Actually, after I set these, I'm gonna take it around the block and see if we rub just normally. And if I rub a lot, I'll raise it up. But passenger side, I'm gonna take it down about a 1/2 inch. Driver's side, I'm gonna take it down about a 1/4 inch. Like maybe I should do 3/4 and a 1/2 inch, but yeah, let me just do that. I'm gonna do 3/4 on the passenger side, 1/2 inch on the driver's side. Then we'll check it again. All right, I got the car running, obviously. Gonna take it around the block just to make sure nothing's really rubbing. Might have to raise the rear a little bit. I don't know. Front looks decent. Could go lower, but I'm gonna leave it like this for now. Not too bad. All right, for sure, rear driver's side has to get raised because that was rubbing like, not crazy, but every right turn. Almost every right turn it rubbed, and I didn't go far. So I'm gonna raise the passenger side up too, and I think that's where we're gonna end up. So let me do this quick, and yeah. I don't know where we left off, but test drive went okay, I guess. Back was rubbing like crazy. I think we spoke about that. I raised it up a 1/2 inch. It might be rubbing still a little bit on the passenger side, but I'm just gonna take it easy for a little bit just to confirm that it is rubbing on that side. Issue that I did run into was front passenger. Well, when I bolted it up, I pushed the whole assembly all the way back to, like, I guess max camber. Actually, turns out puts it in a really weird angle where my wheels were rubbing on the spring. So had to figure that out at first. It was a really nasty rub. Actually rubbed some of the powder coat off, but it's inside of the wheel, so not really like hyped about it, but could be worse. Other than that, so far they feel good. I only went for a ride around the block, and then the second ride my O2 sensor was acting weird, so I couldn't even like pay attention to the suspension. But so I'll get a better assessment on them tomorrow. I do have another O2 sensor, so I can throw another one in there just to make sure that it's that's the issue, which probably is. It was just really weird on the wideband gauge. Other than that, not too bad. So thanks for joining me. I don't know if you learned anything, but hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you join me on the next one. So subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, leave some comments, and I'll see you on the next one. Race car.